From the modern skyline of Kuala Lumpur to the colorful heritage streets of Georgetown, today we're taking you on an unforgettable journey to Penang. So pack your bags, grab your camera, and come with me as we travel from KL to Penang. Adventure starts right now. There are several ways to get there. You can take the train, ride a bus, rent or drive your own car, or even fly. But for me, I chose the bus. From KL Central, the journey took us about 5 hours to reach Butterworth. Once we arrived in Butterworth, we just headed straight to the ferry terminal.
Here
Payment
you're
there
going
is
to look
either
for the
online
ferry
or by
station.
card. They don't accept cash. After that, we boarded a ferry and the ride took about 20 minutes. From Penang Ferry Station, I took a grab going to my hotel, which is in the old town.
Right here at my hotel in Georgetown.
After checking in at the hotel and resting for a bit, I headed out to grab some dinner. I was already so excited because Georgetown, the heart of Penang, and this place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site packed with history, murals, and some of the best street food in Malaysia. Try this food that I have here from this Michelin star guide hawker street food. Guys, I'm about to go back to my hotel. I finished my first food take here in Georgetown and it was from a Michelin star street food. For the taste, well, it deserves that Michelin guide because the sauce is so delicious. Hi guys, this is our first day, full day here in Penang, and we are going to explore the area and then later on be back around I think 5 p.m. I hope so. So I don't usually go out at night except for dinners. Then I'll go back to the hotel to rest because I'm not feeling that well and sorry for the mess of the area. So this is our day one here in Penang. See you later. From my hotel, I started my day going to Armenian Street and I passed this upside down museum on the way there. So I'm walking now here at Armenian Street. If you're exploring Georgetown, you cannot skip Armenian Street. This is literally the heart of the city's heritage vibe. Fun fact, this street was named after Armenian traders who settled here back in the early 1800s. Over time, it became a melting pot of cultures Armenian, Chinese merchants, Malay communists, and that mix is exactly that makes this place so special today. On this street also, you'll find the famous street art, the most iconic one, Little Children on a Bicycle by Ernest Sakarevich. You'll definitely see a line of people waiting to take photos there, so it's one of the most Instagrammable spots in Penang. Here also you can find the Sun Yat-sen Museum Penang, where Sun Yat-sen once held meetings that helped shape China's revolution. Since Penang is a mix of different cultures and religions, one of the places I passed by was this beautiful mosque, Masjid Milayo Lebu Aceh, built in 1808. As I head to my next destination, I passed this Anglican church and I decided to stop by and enter. This is St. George's Anglican Church in Penang, the oldest Anglican church in Southeast Asia. It was established in 1818. It was built by the British East India Company using convict labor and consecrated in 1819. It is a prominent protected national heritage site.
Yeah. So, yeah, this church is a little more formal than some Baptist churches. Like our morning worship.
As I was heading to my original itinerary, I decided to grab lunch first at a nearby local food hub.
It's all done?
Yes, this food reminds me of home, tortang itlog, and sweet and sour pork, but too spicy. After eating, we are about to begin and go to Peranakan Mansion. So this is it. Alright guys, next stop here is the stunning Penang Peranakan Mansion. First thing you'll notice, the green exterior. Super eye-catching. But wait until you see the inside. The interiors are filled with antique furniture, hand-painted tiles, crystal chandeliers, carved wooden panels, and thousands of collectibles. Everything is so detailed and elegant. And here, exploring the Pernican Mansion. It costs 30 ringgit for the entrance and you can have your photos taken at 150 package. If you want to step back in time and see how the rich Peranakan families lived, this is the place. The mansion was built in the late 19th century by a wealthy Chinese tycoon. And once you walk in, oh my gosh, it feels like you entered a different era. You can also rent some costumes here and pretend that you are a nyonya, and at the same time you can hire a photographer. Just a quick background, the Peranakans, also known as the Straits Chinese or Baba Nyonya, were descendants of Chinese immigrants who settled in places like Penang and Malacca and adapted elements of local Malay culture. So inside the mansion, you'll see the mix of Chinese, Malay, and even European influences in the design. We're going up and check here. There are over 1,000 antiques displayed here, from jewelry and embroidered slippers to dining sets and wedding furniture. You can even see how traditional Peranakan weddings were celebrated. Super fabulous. If you love history, culture, and aesthetic interiors for photos, this is definitely worth visiting. It's not just a museum, it's like walking through the lifestyle of Penang's elite back in the day. Actually, this mansion was originally built in the 1890s and was once called Hai Ki Chan, which means Sea Remembrance Hall. It was the private residence and office of Kapitan Sina Chong Keng Ke, one of the wealthiest men in Penang during the late 19th century. A mining tycoon, philanthropist, and community leader. He was the leader representing the Chinese community under British colonial rule and made his fortune in tin mining and trade. Actually, I learned all this information through their free guided tour, which is complimentary included in your ticket. It's led by knowledgeable guides who walk you through the history of the house of Chongqing, the meaning behind the architecture and interior rooms, and stories behind specific antiques and Peranakan tradition on display.
Okay. Yes.
House we have a culture show and it's free of charge. Every day we increase session. And the most what the day we stand here, we can see outside the entrance where you walk inside the city. And the booking area.
Aside from the free guided tour, there is also a free cultural live show that brings the past to life. The fun part is it is often a live cultural performance or demonstration that showcases traditional Peranakan music, dances, or rituals. These live shows are usually scheduled at specific times and let you experience the culture firsthand. And there's always the audience participation. About to leave the Pernican Mansion. I've learned so much from this place. So let's go to our next stop. Our next stop is Little India. It is one of the oldest Indian settlements in Penang. dating back to the 19th century when Indian traders and laborers arrived during British rule. Today, it's still a strong cultural hub for the Indian community here. Arrive here at Little India, and as you can see, there are so many Indian restaurants, shops, and trinket shops and others. So there's even Bollywood on this side. See? And right in the heart of it is the beautiful shrine, Mahamariamman Temple, the oldest Hindu temple in Penang. After visiting Little India, I decided to go to Fort Cornwallis, passing this Libu China or Chinese street, which is along the way. Since it was still really hot, I passed by this open field or park right in front of Georgetown Town Hall, so I decided to take a little break and just rest for a while. Alright guys, we are here at Fort Cornwallis. So if you love history, this place is a must. A quick backstory. This fort was built in the late 1700s by the British East India Company led by Captain Francis Light, who founded Penang in 1786. Originally, it was just a wooden structure, but later it was rebuilt in brick and stone to protect the island from potential attacks. Fun fact, the fort was named after Charles Cornwallis, yes, the same British general from the American Revolutionary War. But interestingly, Fort Cornwallis was never actually involved in a major battle. So it's more of a historic landmark than a war site. Hey guys, we are outside here at Fort Cornwallis. You see that long brick there, that's Fort Cornwallis, but we are not allowed to enter. Tourists are not allowed to enter because there is an ongoing construction or restoration. This serves as the bastion during the British colonization here in Malaysia, and it was built by British East India Company. By the way, guys, if you've been to the Philippines or you are from the Philippines, this is our version of Fort San Pedro in Cebu, as well as Fort Santiago in Intramuros. So just a piece of history. After spending a few minutes outside Fort Cornwallis, I decided to just head over to the Clan Jetties of Penang instead. On the way, I passed by a Buddhist temple in front of the Shrine Temple of Little India, and right after that was Masjid Nilayo Libu Aceh, which we actually walked past earlier. By the way, if you're heading to the Clan Jetties of Penang, it's just one block away from Armenian Street. But honestly, it's way better to come here around sunset when the sun is about to go down because the vibe is just different and the view hits better. We are going to cross the street to Chew Jetty. It is the most famous among the different Chinese clan jetties here in Penang. So we are now inside the Chew Jetty. Sa Pilipinas. Here at the Chew Jetty. So these are one of the clans here in Penang. These jetties are traditional Chinese water villages built on stilts over the sea. And yes, people still live here. Behind me are the stills of these families that using this until now. Overall, I'd say the clan jetties give you a glimpse of Penang's rich Chinese heritage. It's simple, authentic, and full of history. Before leaving, I already bought some souvenirs in this place, and also I passed this food court on the other side of the street. Before going to my last stop, I passed by one of the alleys again here in Armenian Street, and this time I got to see how beautiful it looks at night. Our last stop is Love Lane. We are here now at the Love Lane, so we will check it out what's in there. Fun fact, Love Lane got its name because back in the day, it was a hangout spot for sailors and their love affairs. Now it's all about cozy cafes, artsy vibes, and tiny hidden gems. This ends our full day adventure here in Georgetown. Don't miss our next episode because I'm taking you to the stunning Kek Loksi Temple on Penang Hill. Hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss the adventure.